Hello, my name is Carol and I'm a member of the Redbridge Baha'i community. To mark Interfaith Week, we at the Redbridge Faith Forum are reflecting on how faith communities can support with the cost of living crisis. Having lived through the COVID pandemic, which found us quite isolated as individuals for long periods of time, we're now facing another cycle of disruption to our normal lives. The cost of living crisis like COVID affects every single one of us in some way. We've all noticed the rising cost of energy and now rising food prices, as well as petrol and interest rates, all of which means that our income is literally being eaten away at an alarming rate, and many of us will see our savings dwindle as we try to counteract these increased costs by digging into money we'd put by for a rainy day. Well, it seems like that rainy day is now here. So how do we best cope with all of this? Well, first of all, we have to adjust our personal needs, just as we did during COVID when we didn't have the freedom to go out and about, and we had to reassess what we could buy and what we could cook. And in fact, we actually became quite inventive with meal plans. So now too, we have to look at what are the essentials, what are our priorities. The media tend to over-sensationalise a situation, which obviously sells newspapers, but also causes fear and panic. Remember the toilet rolls during COVID? So don't let the media make a difficult time even worse. Sit down calmly and methodically and list what are the important things we really need. What are the things we can do without? Then look at how we can change the way we do things. Even little changes can help. Maybe we can bulk buy some food items, which if you're single or elderly would be more cost effective, and cook a larger meal in order to freeze a couple of portions for other days. This will save on gas and electric. If you've got a thermos flask, then boil water in the morning and keep it in the flask to make hot drinks or a cup of soups during the day. If there are rooms in your house which you don't use, then turn those radiators to the lowest setting. Don't turn them off, to the lowest setting, so you're only fully heating the rooms you are using all the time. In times of tests, we learn to dig deep and we grow spiritually. We learn gratitude, patience, resolve, determination. The captain of a ship only gets to understand what his ship is capable of when he has to steer it through rocky waters and storms. So we get to know what we are capable of when we go through difficult times. And once we've ascertained our needs, we can then look at what capacity, however small we may have, to help others. Helping others, being kind, thoughtful, showing care and concern is a wonderful way to lift spirits. It brings joy to our hearts and we find a camaraderie as we're all in this together. Finally, also remember that if you need help, there is no shame in asking for it. Many people who have never needed help before, who've always managed to get by, may find themselves struggling. Pride is a difficult pill to swallow, I know, but we are all part of one family, God's family. So reach out and use the warm space, the food banks, the crisis centres and other schemes that are being offered. In the Baha'i Faith, as in all other religions, being able to serve others, to help in whatever way, is paramount to service to God, to worshipping God, to prayer. So being a good neighbour means being there for others. It means sharing, putting our heads together and finding a way forward. It means looking out for each other. Finally, when we are in the midst of tests and difficult times, how are we advised to deal with it mentally and spiritually? And in the Baha'i writings, it says, "Be not troubled because of hardships and ordeals. Turn unto God, bowing in humbleness and praying to him, while bearing every ordeal, contented under all conditions, and thankful in every difficulty." It's through difficulties and trials that we grow. May God bless you all.